Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Tigers franchise mode here in MLB The Show 21. So in last episode, we made a small trade sending Nico Goodrum to the Chicago Cubs, and we got back a fielding prospect that has a potential. I think it was a pretty good trade for our organization, just in case this guy pans out, but we brought in, it was Robbie Harvey. Now this guy is not that great right now, but eventually he'll become probably a pretty good player if he continues to develop. He could also actually play catcher, which is really interesting. I've never seen an outfielder that could also play as catcher, so this guy could play an abundance of different positions, so should help us out down the road if he develops that a potential, which right now he's a 59, so he's probably looking, I would say, like maybe like 3 to 4, maybe 5 years away if he continues to develop well every single season. So very excited to see what Robbie Harvey could do for us. But we also do have other good fielding prospects like Gary Hara and whatnot. So it's not the end of the world if he doesn't pan out, but it would be nice if he does, just to give us a little bit more depth in terms of who actually makes it into our lineup. Now, before we get started with the offseason and sim actually throughout the postseason, we do have a few comments to go over. We do have one from Alvin Smith III. He says, an easier way to check all the All-Stars is to sim through the game and then go to awards and All-Stars. It'll show you who made it from your team without having to look through up the lineups and remember player names. Thank you for that, Alvin. I appreciate that because I honestly didn't know that. So at the end of... So when we sim past the All-Star game, we could go through here, and I think, I guess it says something about awards and All-Stars around here, and then we could actually check who made it instead of actually having to look through those lineups like what we just did. So thank you for that, Alvin. I appreciate the help. And then the next comment is from Dylan Burrows. He says, great trade. Also, that guy I mentioned just got drafted, so he might not pop up. Not sure how that works. So yeah, that guy that he just mentioned might not actually be in this franchise mode. Which I don't think he was, because I was trying to find him, but I still couldn't. Like, I was looking through all the different teams, and I didn't find him, so he's probably not in this game. And then also, like, I still can't, for some reason, search players. I don't know if it's just a thing that happens during certain portions of the season where you can't actually search the MLB, but yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do that still, so... Anyways, let's get started with the offseason. Well, we actually have to get through the postseason first to see who ends up winning the World Series. And then we'll get all the offseason, I think, probably done in this episode. And then we will get through the regular season for next episode. And yeah, we'll get drafting maybe next episode as well, just to kind of get our team like ready to go as soon as possible. So let's sim to the offseason and see who ends up winning the World Series this year. Unfortunately, our Double-A team was just defeated in the Northeastern Championship Series. That sucks. The Double-A team was actually doing really well. Like, I forgot to mention, but they actually played pretty solid. Like, if I go to our... Can I change it back? No, I can't even change it now to Triple-A's calendar. But the Triple-A team was doing pretty good. Or not Triple-A team, the Double-A team. The Triple-A team didn't actually make the playoffs, which is really surprising because Chauncey McElroy killed it. So... I'm kind of surprised that they didn't. And the Dodgers win the World Series as they defeat the White Sox in the 2023 World Series. Interesting. Not a surprise that the Dodgers win. They win in 6 games. There's the rest of the playoff tree in case any of you guys wanted to actually take a look at that. Let's take a look at those awards for the playoffs. So the World Series MVP goes to Ji-Man Choi. Interesting. He's only been with the Dodgers the last 2 seasons. He was with Tampa Bay before that, so interesting that he wins. And I think that's all the awards, right, for the playoffs. Oh, postseason MVP is Cody Bellinger, hitting a .333 with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. That's pretty good. So those are the playoff awards, and that is that. Okay. I didn't actually take a look really at, or like I took a look at our player stats I think at the end of last episode, but I didn't really, so I'm going to quickly gloss over this just to show you guys. So this episode might be a bit long just because I show you guys this. Okay, now it got rid of our stats, didn't it? Yeah, I think it got rid of our player stats for the season already. Damn, that sucks. But whatever, we'll get to the offseason then, I guess. So our farm director needs a contract. Okay, that sounds good. So we're going to have to get a farm director back. Let's see the retired players for the season. So I don't think, yeah, we didn't lose anybody because they would have been near the top. But here's the retirements. I don't recognize any huge names right now that's retired. Robinson Cano, that's a decent name. I guess he was good back in the day. Brandon Crawford. Anybody else interesting that retired? No, I don't think so. And yeah, Robinson Cano is the only one that actually makes it into the Hall of Fame. Because like I remember when I collected baseball cards in 2015, this guy was pretty good if I'm not mistaken. So there is the retirements. Now we have to get into our exclusive free agent negotiations. So we're going to bring back Candelario for now because we don't still have a third baseman of the future. And Candelario is up to an 85. So, I could give him a decently long deal because apparently long deals are common in the MLB. But at the same time, I think I'm going to qualify him. And then Daniel Norris, I think I'm going to qualify as well just because we don't have an abundance of relief pitchers yet. Starling Castro, we just brought in the offseason. I think I could let him go for now. He was actually pretty solid with us. 9 home runs and 65 RBIs. How much does he want for like 1 year? He wants like 7 mil. That's not too bad. I could give him a $7 million contract for 1 year. Actually, is Brujan ready yet, though? I gotta check on Brujan first. Because if Brujan is above a 78, there's no sense bringing him in. Brujan's almost ready. He's a 74. Castro actually got sent down to AAA at the end of that year. So I think, yeah, we won't bring back Castro. Jimenez will bring back those type of guys for now. What about for 1 year? Yeah, I'll give you 1 year at 4.8. And then Michael Fulmer. Might as well get him for 1 year. We do still need a lot of young, relief pitchers, because our relief pitchers, like our bullpen, isn't that good yet. Wilson Ramos is getting let go of, obviously, because Jackson Reitz is above his overall, so we're going to let go of Wilson Ramos. Cesarno, I think I'm going to let go of as well. And then Julio Teheran was like down in triple this year. Yeah, he's not good enough anymore. He's dropped off a lot, so those are what we're gonna do. I think we could actually give Candelario a decently long contract if need be. Yeah, I think, you know what, actually we're gonna give Candelario a contract that's 5 years. Because I think he's gonna be worth it. Like, we could always trim him away probably if need be, but he doesn't seem like he wants to sign on for 5 years. I'm trying to find that sweet spot. It seems like 6 years is where he wants it to be, which is a bit of a long contract. Now, we could backload this contract, so all the big money is near the end, but I don't really know how to do that well. I could try and get him to like 6 years at like this. Yeah, I'm going to try and offer him a 6-year deal at $141.8 million. It might be an overpayment, but for now, this guy's going to be a really good third baseman for us. And eventually we will replace him with a prospect if we could actually find a good third baseman prospect. So there's that. Now we got to go to our staff. We need a farm director, which the best farm director that has like no minuses is definitely this Killian Hooley guy. We're going to assign him, give him a lot of money because he looks like he's going to be really good and hopefully accepts our deal. Let's take a look at the rest of our staff. Ooh, I'm not really a fan of Daniel Marcus. I think we're going to fire Daniel Marcus and find a new hitting coach because he does not look good, that one. Just because of the minuses. Pete Ozan looks pretty solid. We'll give him a decent contract as well. Try and get our coaching staff as good as possible. -3 plate vision is not great from Steve Thompson, but it's not the end of the world. I think I'll leave the rest of them that same way, and that is good. Let's start simulating, and Pete Ozan has accepted, and let's stop simulating and see if we got any contracts. So it looks like Candelario did accept, which is good. Norris is still qualified, and then these other four are just going to be probably let go of for now. Yeah, I mean, I could bring back Starling Castro just because Brujan's only a 74. But I might wait till free agency to see, or maybe even the Rule 5 draft, if we have a pick in the Rule 5 draft, because I don't know if we have 40-man on our 40-man roster. Because we have, like, how much players on our 40-man? We have 38, 39, so we have one empty space, which is good. Okay, so let's continue to simulate. Killian Hooley did not accept. Damn it. He signed with the Diamondbacks. Screw you, the Diamondbacks. We need to go back to there and get ourselves a farm director. I hate when the AI teams just decide to take the coach you want. This guy's pretty decent. Robert Martinez will give you a decent contract, and hopefully no other teams beat us out. 40-man roster wise, let's go to. I think we should be adding Chauncey obviously to our 40-man this year. Yeah, we're gonna add Chauncey to our 40-man. I might have to remove some players from our 40-man. We are at 34 players in our 40-man. Is there anybody that is gonna get claimed? Rob Morrow, Blackwood, Perez, Ames, and McKay. A lot of those guys do have potential, but they don't look that great yet. Like Rob Morrow is definitely the one I would probably put on our 40-man. So we'll add Rob Morrow to our 40-man roster. And I'm okay, I think, with Gonzalez getting claimed. Do we have another first baseman? Yeah, like Uriel Gonzalez could get claimed. I'm fine with that because Fernando Valdez is better, and Colvin all of a sudden jumped up to an A potential, so we don't really need him. And yeah, that makes sense. I think we need to find a way to get rid of Renato Nunez, though, because Fernando Valdez should technically be in the MLB almost. He hasn't really developed much lately, but it could be just because he's playing in AAA and he should be playing in the MLB. So I don't really know if we should add him to our 40-man or what. I think I'm going to add him to our 40-man just in case. Just because that will at least give him some opportunities maybe in the later part of the season. But I don't think the rest of these guys are going to get claimed, to be honest. Like, I mean, Gonzalez might get claimed, but we can afford to lose him. And then McKay and stuff like that. Yeah, these guys are all like middle-aged already. Won't develop that much. Let's go to our salary arbitration. We got a lot of contracts to go through. All these guys are arbitration eligible. Jeez. Okay, so Colin Pache is definitely going to be offered our arbitration. We'll talk this up a little bit more to like 700K. Willie Castro. I don't think we have another good shortstop behind Willie Castro, do we? Let's check. Yeah, we don't, because we got rid of Nico Goodrum, so we will go to. We'll offer you arbitration as well. Give us to like $2 million. And then what else do we got? Wait, did it actually just offer him the contract? Yeah, I did. Okay. Spencer Turnbull is 31. Might as well offer all these guys arbitration and just give them what they had last year. And then if the computer gives them more, it's fine. Matt Manning, though, on the other hand, we will sign, I think, for a long-term deal already because he's 24. I think we could give him. He doesn't want more than 2 years, it looks like. I'll give him a 2-year deal at $6 million. And then he's going to get probably signed for a long-time deal. Hopefully our team's good by then. Same with Wentz. He's going to get he's going to get offered arbitration. He deserves a little bit of a higher contract. I don't even know how much we should be offering these guys, but whatever. Let's just offer arbitration on all of them. Almost Soto, closing pitcher, might as well offer arbitration for 1 year. Grayson Grenier, I might let go of. Let me take a look actually at our catchers. Who do we have behind? So we got Reeds, who's going to be our number 1. He's going to be in the MLB. And then Grenier, we're going to move to AAA. Yeah, we could bring back Grenier just in case Reeds gets hurt. So there's always so much stuff to do in the offseason. Oh, damn, we got all these contracts to do as well. So yeah, I think we'll bring back Grenier in terms of offer arbitration. And then Castro, I think we're going to let go of because he was down in triple. And Buck Farmer, we're going to let go of as well. And then we get to our tender contracts. Chauncey McElroy is going to get a 1-year deal because he can't get any more than that. And we're going to give him like $250K because we want to make sure he is as happy as possible. Fernando Valdez, we're going to give you a little bit as much as well just because you were a prospect we drafted. Same with David Jordan, or maybe it's Jordan. I don't know how it's pronounced really, but we'll give him $200K. And then we get to AJ Ladwig. Might as well give you a contract. even though you aren't really, I would say, a part of our future. Gary Hara definitely needs a contract. Garrett Hill will give a contract. We'll just give pretty much contracts to everyone on this part, because most of these guys are good potential young prospects for our team, like Gerald Martin even. I really hope all these guys develop into being something good for our team. Franklin Perez. Obviously, some of these are not going to pan out. Corona, we're going to give some contract to. We'll call this guy like the virus. That's his nickname or something. Alex Fido. Yeah, I might as well bring back Fido. He's got C potential. That's better than it being D potential. Luis Garcia, who we traded for many years ago, already a couple years ago. We aren't going. Well, we could bring back Yariel Gonzalez if he doesn't. If he doesn't get claimed. He could actually play a lot of positions: first, second, third, shortstop, left field, and right field. Just can't play center field, it seems like, and catcher. So we'll give him a contract, even though he might get claimed on the Rule 5 draft. Selby was really good in AA this year. Even though he is not that great of an overall, he is pretty good. Eduardo Cortez is going to get a contract. Castillo. Yeah, everybody pretty much on this part is going to get contracts, because a lot of these guys are ones that we've actually drafted that I really hope pan out. Lange, might as well give you a contract. But yeah, I think Chauncey McElroy will be in our lineup next year. But we could always try and find a different one in the free agency. So, Chad Hirsch, he's one of our prospects as well that we drafted. Cabrera, we're not going to bring back because he's not that good. We will bring back Daz Cameron. I don't know why he wants over $2 million already. We'll give you, we'll just give you 690K for fun. Derek Hill, might as well bring you back. Well, I don't know why you want that much for that much term, but whatever floats your boat. I mean, I'm okay with giving some guys longer contracts, but Jose Appleton, you're only 25, so we'll give you a contract. Garcia, and there's so much contracts to do in the offseason by comparison to like the NHL. Like in the NHL, like you only have like the 2 leagues to do, the NHL and the AHL, but for this type of game, you have to do like all the leagues, and it takes a lot of work re-signing everybody and making sure your team has the best possible roster for next season. Bruner, we're not going to bring back Bruner. Blackwood, I'll bring you back. Bo Burrows, might as well bring you back. I don't know why some of these guys want over $1 million, but it's okay. We'll do that. Drew Ward. Jeez, there's so much contracts to hand out. Eventually, once we start giving guys longer term contracts, this won't be as much of a problem, I don't think, but Rob Morrow. And what else we got here? Gerald Wilkerson. A lot of these guys I don't even recognize from our team. Cody Clemens. This guy could get let go of. Same with this guy. Actually, those guys might be decent bullpen options for like double or triple, so we should probably bring them in just to make sure we actually have all the roster spots we need down there. Pinero's not that great. Woodrow is not that great, and Morgan's not that great. I'm going to let those 3 walk. George Veras, we're going to sign even though we drafted him. He's only 19, so might as well. Robbie Harvey's going to come back, obviously, because we just traded for him. We'll bring you back because you're 24. C potential, you're 28 already. That's not good. Owase will bring you back. Montevallo will bring you back since you're 22, and McLaren will bring you back since you're 25. So there you go. All those contracts finally offered. So Chauncey McElroy is... Yeah, Chauncey McElroy probably will be in the MLB next season, I would say. It's either that or we play him in triple again for 1 more year, but I don't know if we have really the roster that we could put in instead of him. Okay, so that's good. We got arbitration offers. We selected our 40-man roster. Yeah, I think all those guys won't get claimed. If Gonzalez, like I said, gets claimed, that is fine. What is in free agency? Not that we really need. I don't know if we really need to sign free agents in this type of series, but We could always find a different starting pitcher to throw into our bullpen and then leave McElroy down there for 1 more year. Because he's on our 40-man roster, which you can see I'll get called up definitely when the season ends. I mean, Scooble could actually be that guy, so... Let me take a look at free agents again. Estilo. I don't really want to bring in anybody super good, though. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to bring in... Yeah, I don't think we're going to bring in anybody again. You guys might not like it that I don't sign free agents, but I don't really think we need to sign free agents when we draft pretty decently. Hopefully the next year's draft is pretty good, because last year's draft was horrible. Yeah, let's stop simulating. Let's see what we got here. So those guys are still arbitration offered. Good. And we do still have Matt Manning, who's not accepted yet, so we are going to offer arbitration, and we'll give him a decent amount of money. I'll give him $1 million for 1 year, even though that might be an overpayment. There you go. Just want to make sure we actually have him arbitrated. Just good. There you go. And contract-wise, we are still waiting on a few guys. Try and get them to take a little bit more, because we just want to get their contracts out of the way. 280K should do it. And then we'll get you guys done. Ernest Cabrera is one that I think I said I would bring back just in case. Or maybe I didn't. And then these guys I said we could let go of, I think, yeah. Okay, so that is good. And let's continue to simulate. There you go, that is good. So we arbitrated those guys. Tendered contracts, we're still waiting on some of those guys, but they should be accepting any minute, I would assume. So Daniel Norris has accepted his qualifying offer, that's good. Would you like to stop simulating? Yeah, let's stop simulating. Wow. Jacob deGrom leaves the Mets and now is in Tampa Bay. Damn. That is pretty insane. And these guys are still waiting on contracts, but it doesn't really matter this much about these two guys, I don't think. But wow, Jacob deGrom is gone. Huh. I mean, he is 35 now, so it doesn't really matter that much, but he's still a really good pitcher, obviously. So yeah, those guys are still going to be 40-man rule. Well, actually, not these guys. I just said 40-man rule. I mean Rule 5 draft. Still waiting on those arbitration things. That's not until later in the offseason. Let's move to the next part of free agency. Shohei Ohtani goes to the Reds. Jeez, some pretty big name free agents are signing other places. Kenta Maeda to the Mets. Marquez to the Rangers. Giolito to the Angels. And let's stop simulating. Brad Hand to the Giants. Okay, so those are pretty much good. That's pretty much good. Yep, we are ready to continue to simulate. Gio Urshela to San Diego. And I think that is good. Yeah, let's sim to winter meetings. Bader there, DeYoung to there, Mondesi to Texas, and now we are almost at the Rule 5 draft, which I think we should be able to have a pick in the Rule 5 draft, because we do have 36 players, so we could probably, we could probably get some people in the Rule 5 draft this year by comparison to last year. There's a trade. Joey Gallo goes to the Cardinals for Paul Goldschmidt and Matthew Liberatore. Interesting. Let's get to this Rule 5 draft. We do have the 10th pick. So Levi Kelly goes first. Interesting. Liberatore just got claimed by the Reds. So Liberatore was traded. And now he is claimed in the Rule 5 draft. Interesting. So for us, what we need mostly, let's take a look at our roster. So starting pitcher wise, I think we are okay wise. We could use another starting pitcher instead of playing Chauncey this year. We could always bring in somebody like Luis Perdomo, even though he's 29. like for short-term wise. And there's also Rodriguez, and there's also John Park, who's only 28. Is this guy a real player? I don't think so. Huh. Yeah, so maybe we'll bring in John Park. Yeah, I think we might bring in John Park, because I don't know if... Like, Chauncey's is 78. So should we be playing him this year? Or not, Chauncey's is on 78. Chauncey's is 77. Should we be playing him this year? Probably. But I don't want to stunt his development yet. And I think I will play him this year just in case. And in relief pitcher-wise, we actually do have a decent bullpen already. I wouldn't say we really need anybody here. Like, when I go to recommended, it actually goes to a center fielder. We could use some center fielding depth, because Badu and Deathridge are not great. This guy's only 20. Oh, Siani's only 23. I might go with Michael Siani. But he doesn't have really that great of stats. He's more of a good fielder, while Jake McCarthy's really good at contact. Let me take a look at the other positions first, though, just to make sure. So we don't need a closer, really. That makes no sense. Catcher-wise, we don't really need another catcher. We could pick Gustavo Severino. This guy actually has really good contact hitting. Jeez. Yeah, this guy's a really good player. But he wouldn't be our number one catcher. He'd be the second catcher behind Reitz. I think it makes sense to an extent, because Grenier is not that good. But we do have a tough decision on who we want to bring in. There's our player, Yariel Gonzalez. I'm definitely not going to take him back. Brandon Wagner is not too bad either. Second baseman wise, like, we could use a second baseman, because I don't know if Vidal Brujan is really ready to go. Hoy Jun Park, 26. He's got some pretty solid contact against righties, but everything else doesn't look super well, except for his speed. Now there's Rizzo, who's an A potential 24-year-old and 69 overall. 62 contact versus righties. We don't really need a third baseman. At least not yet. And then shortstop wise, we don't really need a shortstop. Left fielding wise, we don't really need a left fielder, but we could take Seth Beer if we wanted to. Then there's Jake McCarthy, and then there's Ross Adolph and Tristan Lutz. We don't really actually have a good right fielder behind Mazzara, but I don't think it's worth it to take Lutz, to be honest. I mean, Lutz could pan out to being something really good, but I think we are going to probably go with Jake McCarthy. Even though Michael Siani is 23, Jake McCarthy being 25, he's a way better hitter and way better of an all-around player than Siani is. Like, Siani needs to work a bit on his hitting, it seems like, and he's a really good fielder. But then Jake McCarthy's pretty good in terms of contact to an extent, and he's already a good fielder as well. He's not that good on power, but still not that bad of a player. And that's what they recommend us take anyways. That way we have a second off. Actually, I don't know if we really need, though, a center fielder. Like, it's not that mandatory. It's only one spot better than Brock Deathridge. Like, we could go for what we need more, and that would be to get somebody like Hoy Jun Park. Yeah, I think actually we're going to go with Hoy Jun Park, because I don't really trust Brujan to be that number one second baseman yet. So, Hoy Jun Park, we're going to take you. You have good contact versus righties. We're going to take you just because we need a second baseman. I don't know if we're going to take another pick or not. Well, let's take a look and just make sure. What does it recommend us? It recommends the starting pitcher. We don't need a starting pitcher. We don't need any relievers, really. I mean, this guy would be like a fourth reliever, but we don't really need any. Don't need closers, catcher-wise. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to claim anybody else. Yeah, I'm not going to claim anybody else. So we are going to go skip selection and let the rest of that sim out. But I think that one pickup should help us out a little bit. At least while we wait for Brujan to get ready, because I think Brujan's not ready to be in the MLB just yet. So that is done. Let's sim to our arbitration hearings. But actually, let me take a look at this. Yeah, let's sim to our arbitration hearings. And the Orioles are offering us a trade. They want to send us a shortstop prospect for Gary Hara. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Gary Hara is our top fielding prospect. I'm not going to trade him. Not in a million years. Well, maybe in a million years, depending on how he develops, but... Okay, so that is good. Let's move to renewable contracts. So Tyler Alexander gets 2.2. Not bad. Willie Castro gets 2.5. 1 million for Gregory Soto. Spencer Turnbull gets 2.39. And then Wentz is getting 1.38, and that is that. Okay, that is good. Let's sim to spring training. We'll actually sim to the start of the regular season just because I want to show you guys the draft. The other guys are accepting as well, which is good. Yeah, let's stop. Let's make sure we got everything good. Yep. How much contract space do we have? We have 70 million in budget. Yeah, we need to start paying some players. Okay, so contract extension wise though, early on, I'm not going to do any of these, but just going to show you guys which players we have to bring back. So if you guys think any of these guys should be let go of, let me know, because maybe we will. Maybe we trade Ronaldo Nunez at some point during the season, but those are the contracts anyways. Let's sim to the regular season, get that done so we can show you guys the draft class and all that. But here is what our roster looks like going into this season. So starting pitcher wise, we probably, we need to move Casey Mize to the MLB. And I think this is the major question. Do you guys think we should play Chauncey McElroy in AAA for another year? Or do we run with Tarek Skubal in the MLB? Like, one of these guys could play in the MLB. Which one is going to be? I will leave that to you guys if you guys actually watch the end of this episode. If not, I'll have to probably make a decision on my own. Relief pitcher wise, we have to actually send somebody down because we have too much players in the MLB at the moment. There is our relief pitchers. There is our closing pitchers. I'll probably set this up better after I'm done recording this. What else we got here? Conrad Colvin. Conrad Colvin should technically be in the MLB almost at this stage, so we could probably trade Renato Nunez. What else we got here? Vildel Brujan, I'm going to move you back down to AAA. Oh, he goes through waivers, though. God damn it. Screw you, waivers. I don't like that. He'll probably get claimed if I put him on waivers. Isaac Paredes, does he go through waivers? Yes, he does. Who the heck do we send down? Cole Peterson, maybe. Actually, Bob Montez. You go through waivers? Yes, you do. Do Bob Montez go through waivers? Bob Montez will move down for the time being. That is good. Yeah, that's pretty much what our roster looks like anyways. You guys could help me out in terms of deciding where players each start. And then, yeah, what they basically have for our lineup right now is this. But we will probably adjust that at the start of the next episode. And in our pitching rotation, they have it like this, but obviously we could bring in Chauncey McElroy. And we could bring in somebody like Tarek Skubal to play here in these spots. Actually, Casey Mize would be one of those spots, so we'll just have to free up one of those spots. But yeah, that's that. Let's take a quick look at the draft class, and then that'll be it for this episode. We're not going to have a good pick in this draft, really, but still. So those are the blue chip prospects. There's some right fielding options that are probably some projects. There's a catcher. A shortstop that's probably going to be really good. Yeah, this shortstop looks like he's going to be really good. At least in my opinion, but he is 22. And then there is Juan Almanza, first baseman. Interesting. So there's all the prospects. Let me just take a look by each position. So starting pitcher-wise, there's barely any pitchers in this year's draft, which is kind of nice because we don't really need pitchers anymore. We do need relief pitchers. So maybe this James Mayer guy is really interesting. We'll have to scout him out a little bit. Closing pitcher-wise, there's not a lot of closers. There's a decent amount of catchers. Decent amount of first basemen, second baseman. There's only one third baseman in this year's draft. Yikes. Shortstop-wise, there's a decent amount of shortstops, left fielders, center fielders, and right fielders. So, anyways, that is the draft class, and that is going to do it for this episode of our Tigers franchise mode. So, In next episode, we will adjust our lineups and get that all set for the start of the season. And we'll probably also do the draft in next episode, just because I want Blake to get as much seasons done as possible so we can get our team to the stage when they're actually going to be a good team. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.